Hey guys, Treat Dog. Today I want to talk about something a little unsettling, but I guess that's the nature of truth, is that the fact that they put human meat in fast food, like McDonald's, but I believe that it extends to all the fast foods, basically. All the major food chains, Illuminati owned, Freemason owned, what do you call it, like the female Freemasons, a Northern Star or something? All that crap, you know, reptilians, Jews and all that own it. And I've a playlist now on my channel. I have a couple of playlists. There's the new one I added last night, which is a compilation of reptilian shape-shifting and hologram malfunctions. I spent about an hour last night putting it together because I'm feeling like I should have some more comprehensive knowledge, because it's one thing to talk about these things, but if people aren't sort of aware or haven't seen it, it's not as effective. So I've got a playlist on my channel for you know, like shape-shifting. I found like 13 examples. It was a shame I wasn't even able to find half of the ones I wanted to find, because these are videos I'd seen years ago, and it seems that YouTube has just taken them down for some reason. I guess it's because, you know, they were fake, you know. That's why things get taken off the internet, you know. There's no such thing as lies on the internet, so that's not allowed. They were all fake videos. So I wasn't able to find all of the shape-shifting videos I wanted to, but I got about 13, and so I think that's a decent swath. You know, it's a decent sample size. And I've got another playlist called The Truth, which is, it's not all conspiracy stuff. It's just sort of universal truths I found, and one of them, which gets back to my point, is on the being human meat in McDonald's. And, you know, this has been proven. This is not just, you know, speculation. This is a hardcore fact. I know it. As soon as I heard it, I thought, okay, that's true. You just get that feeling where it's like, okay, that's true. There's definitely human meat. Missing children are basically used. The children that they use in blood sacrifices. Okay, I'm going to get into some. This is not happy information, but blood sacrifices is something that Freemasons and the Illuminati do all the time. They do it to drink the blood of children. They usually end up raping the child before the event, and what happens is they put the child. They hang the child, and they slit the child's throat until the head is just hanging off, and the blood drips down into a white bowl. They get goblets, and they all drink the blood and dance around the corpse as part of a ceremony, like Bohemian Grove and whatnot. This is the kind of crap that they're up to. Now, what they do with the meat itself is they don't waste the meat. They send it to all the packing factories, and it is disguised as beef or whatnot. I mean, technically, what is beef? Beef, like, as far as I'm aware, could constitute any dead thing. And so the meat is used in McDonald's hamburgers, you know, Happy Meals and all that, you know. That's where missing kids go, and not just missing kids, it's kids from foster homes, kids who are runaways, you know, like just children, basically, because it's not necessarily that they want to use the meat of children. It's just they prefer to use children for blood sacrifices. Therefore, they use what's left over to save money, I guess, and to be evil. Because one thing, that I'm a vegetarian, and actually basically a vegan. For the last couple of months, I am vegan. It's very hard to, like, say you're vegan officially, because there's always stuff that comes along and you're like, oh wait, you know, this is dairy, and, you know, it's not like I'm chugging down, you know, full cream milk and going, oh wait, what? This has got dairy in it? Like, it's very sneaky. They basically, you gotta read the labels on everything to make sure that you're not eating anything that came from an animal. The reason that I became a vegetarian, started becoming a vegetarian about 5 or 6 years ago, was for ethical reasons, because for a long time, ever since I was young, I was aware that it's not really right that animals are killed for us to eat. But I was bought into the lie, or I chose to believe it because I chose to believe a lie because it was easy, that we need to eat meat for health and blah 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 and all that sort of stuff. But it's not even true, because as I said, I'm a vegan and I don't particularly think that I'm unhealthy at all. In fact, I am not unhealthy at all. I have an immune system like Hercules. So I basically don't get sick. I do get lethargic sometimes. I do feel low energy. I may even feel like I have a sickness coming on, but I never actually get sick anymore. I haven't been sick in years. And that's has a lot to do with the fact that I am not eating meat, or basically anything that may contain any sort of meat products. So anyway, so yes, stay away from McDonald's, because they're putting human meat, dead kids, in there. And the reason, like I was saying, is that I don't eat meat is because this is a way, basically, dead meat only can give you dead energy. There's nothing fresh or vibrant or vital about eating a piece of a dead body. You basically put death into your system, you're only going to get death back. You low energy. The lowest energy you can get is death, and that's what meat is. That's death. You're putting that into your body, you're putting low energy into your body. Like I said, I started for ethical reasons. Since then, I've come into knowing that there's many, many, many reasons why you shouldn't eat meat, which is exactly why you can't turn on a commercial, you can't turn on the TV without seeing meat. Every single food commercial starts with like, sizzling bacon whopper. You know what I mean? Like, you know, new whole grain yak burger. Yummy, yummy death. Yeah. Like, you really think that those people have your best interests in mind? Oh yeah, eat death, it's yummy. Ugh. Every single commercial starts with like a dead body frying on a grill, like ugh. You know, it's disgusting. It's freaking disgusting. So anyway, so ethical as well as just like, you don't want to do it, because what happens when you put negative energy in your body, that lowers your vibration, and when your vibration is low, that makes you compatible with reptilians, which basically means it's like the law of attraction, that when you are vibrating at a higher level, when you're being true to yourself, when you're being good, when you're having fun, you'll attract fun, you'll attract people like yourself, you'll attract like-minded people and like-minded situations. When you're low energy, when you're eating meat and drinking and all sorts of stuff, you're low energy, you're going to attract predators. Because one thing about eating meat is, you eat meat, you're putting yourself in the food chain. You're part of the food chain, part of the chain of command, where this animal eats this animal eats that animal. We think humans are taught that we're at the top of the food chain. We're not. Reptilians are above us in terms of predators, because if you're eating meat, you're a predator. It doesn't matter if you're not the one who hunted it, if you're not the one who shot it or whatever. You are still below a reptilian in terms of meat, because you put dead meat in your body. That means a reptilian is above you and can energy vampire you, come into your life and destroy it. This is one of the reasons why I believe I don't really suffer any, well, I wouldn't say any, it's a constant thing, but I basically am left alone in general by reptilians. It's just because I'm not compatible energy-wise with them. They can't really get you. It's like a force field you have. When you don't have that negative energy, it sort of repels them. So that's one good reason. If you're aware of reptilians and psychopaths and all that, and you really want them to leave you alone, and you understand the ethics of how it's not necessary to eat meat to get protein and iron in your diet, then give vegetarianism a shot. It's easier than you think it is, and there's a lot of foods you can find that are just as good as eating meat. And I'll say this, I never once disliked the taste of meat. Even now when I smell it, I think, oh man, that smells good. but it's, you know, that's just temptation. To be strong, you don't give in to temptation, and it's not something that I'll ever do. You know, it's just something where I think it's not like I smell meat, I'm like, you know, like how some people like react to cigarettes, like, I'm going to be sick. I don't feel sick around the smell. I just think, okay, I'm glad I don't do that anymore. Yeah, so that's one thing. You put dead meat, gives you dead energy, and the other thing that makes you, not only does dead meat give you dead energy, the things that they do to these animals in the slaughterhouses before they're killed, they are tortured. Goes beyond inhumane. They deliberately hire psychopaths who will torture the animals before death. This is to instill as much fear and terror and negative, horrible emotions into the meat before it's killed, so that when they ship it off to, you know, the the supermarket or the fast food place, little Johnny's eating that, he's putting fear into his body, making him completely compatible with bad karma, bad situations to occur. Like, that's not a joke. They bang the chickens, hold them by the neck and bang them, like smash their heads with hammers, kill the babies in front of the mothers slowly, and then kill the mothers slowly. They're just torture chambers, these slaughterhouses. Absolutely horrific. If you've ever seen the episode of The Simpsons, Lisa the Vegetarian, that is one of the best episodes of television ever. This is back when The Simpsons actually had a deal. The only show ever on television that had a deal where there was no network interference allowed. And that episode is proof positive. It's probably the only episode of any television show on TV at all that has a positive message about and a truthful message, and it's funny, and it's emotional, it's beautiful, it's smart, it's every single thing that makes you feel like this is how it should be. The Simpsons, before season 9, was a perfect, wonderful show. It represents all aspects of humanity, all the positivity of humanity. It says every single thing that you need to know about the world. Don't trust authority. That's a message of The Simpsons, you know. Don't trust authority. These days, I think that The Simpsons is shit. It's got like 1 or 2 funny episodes a season, but I don't think that they have that same rule anymore of no network interference. If they do, I believe that there's people on the staff who are secretly working for the network that somehow managed to infiltrate the writer's stuff. But anyway, enough about my nerdy Simpsons obsession. This is just something. If you haven't seen Lisa the Vegetarian, watch that episode of The Simpsons. Go download it. Buy the season 7 DVD, because every episode in season 7 is just magnificent. The best entertainment ever. The funniest show ever. The smartest show ever. The best looking show ever. It's just the best thing. It's like the Beatles of TV. The Simpsons, you know, like, watch it. Lisa the Vegetarian. And yeah, so that's just, because there's dead meat in the food, as I was saying. I'm going to keep going because that's probably not all the points. One other thing, if you do decide to become vegetarian, or if you are vegetarian already, be very wary of those fake meat products. They've done studies that have shown that those actually contain meat in them as well. Very disturbing, but it's been proven. They've done studies and they've found that there's meat inside those, you know, like, not tofu dogs, but that's like those fake meats. I'm forgetting the name of them, but I was eating those for a while. Not anymore. They tasted like crap too. Those somehow have meat in them. Human meat, apparently. Now, there's one other thing, one final point. Something to avoid when it comes to food is, now this is something I haven't heard anybody talk about, but it's a thing that they put in every single major brand, junk food, anything, any processed food, any major brand, they put this ingredient in. And I think that this is basically what Soylent Green, that movie Soylent Green, was talking about. If you don't know Soylent Green, I haven't seen it, but like, I watched enough Simpsons to know parodies and all that sort of stuff that you might recognize the phrase, Soylent Green is people! Soylent Green is people! Soylent Green, it's this movie about this new product that comes out. Everybody loves it. And I'm yummy, yummy, yummy. Turns out that it has human flesh in it. That's the product Soylent Green was actually human flesh. They were getting everybody to become cannibals, basically. One of the reasons why they're accustoming people's taste to human meat by slowly sort of putting it in everything, you know, so that eventually when they do try to sell you on eating actual human meat, for whatever reason they concoct, you'll be like, you know, it's pretty good, you know, because you're already kind of used to it because they put it in everything. Anyway, Soylent Green. This is something, it's not called Soylent Green in reality, if this is reality. It's called natural flavors or flavors. But natural flavors, they put this in everything. Coca-Cola, pretty much any chip that isn't just salted potato chips, like plain potato chips. Any chips, natural flavor. Any biscuits, natural flavor. Any sweets, junk food, natural flavor. Anything with ingredients that is from a major corporation has this mysterious ingredient called natural flavor. Now you can go online and you can try your best to find out what natural flavor constitutes, but you won't be able to find out. They don't tell you. It's just this thing that they have on there, natural flavor. You think about it, what could that even be? What natural flavor? Like, you have to identify the ingredients of something if it's a composite. Like, if a flavor is made, a flavor can't just be like, I magically created a flavor. It's called natural flavor. There's no ingredients. There's ingredients within natural flavor. They don't tell you what it is. So if they don't have to tell you what it is, that probably means there's no actual individual ingredients in natural flavor. It's simply like, I believe, a legal loophole that Satanists and the Illuminati have somehow managed to get under the radar. It's a loophole where natural flavor, which again, it's like Soylent Green, natural flavor, they kind of sound the same, they mean the same thing. Natural flavor could mean anything. It could mean piss, it could mean shit, it could mean spew, it could mean cum, it could mean anything that comes from bodily waste. Natural flavor, there's nothing more natural than something that comes from the human body, right? And I'm sure it has a flavor to it. I'm sure poo-poo has a flavor to it, right? Natural flavor. Check it out. If you next time you, here's another reason to stop drinking soda, stop drinking all sorts of brand stuff, which I don't do anymore. I try to eat everything as natural as possible. If you, and I'm sorry if this video is preachy, but whatever. Next time you're thinking, oh man, you know, this energy drink looks good, look at the back. You're going to find either natural flavor or flavor. And you just think to yourself, what does that mean? What on earth could it mean? Not only could it be bodily waste, it could be human flesh, like I'm saying, because they're putting it in everything. I wouldn't be surprised if they're putting it in Coke, if they're putting it in, you know, chips, like I said. Anything. Natural flavor, I believe, is Soylent Green. It's people or bodily waste from people. And, you know, they're sitting back, you know, those in their ivory towers, hands back. These idiots are eating their own shit and piss. You know, they're mocking you, they're laughing at you, they're feeding you crap, literal crap, literal crap. Think about it. If you can't find out the ingredient for natural flavor or flavor, you think it's going to be something good? Because it can't just be this magical thing that, like I said, I waved my wand and suddenly here's an ingredient. It's good for you. It's called natural flavor. You should eat it. Look at the ingredients on anything. Anything you buy. Make sure it doesn't have natural flavor in it. That's one tip. That's something that I think I might be like the only person who's realized this, or at least the only person who's put it on the internet. I'm basically reptilian free in my life. And if this has anything to do with it, I think that is worth considering, because I want as many people to be reptilian free in their lives. So that's just something. Meat and natural flavor, or flavor, sometimes they call it. Be aware of it. It can't be anything good. Another thing with alcohol, I'm going to wrap this up shortly, but alcohol, I still drink from time to time, mainly just wine. But you know, like beer, I'm not sure if they call it the same thing in other countries, but in Australia, we've always called beer piss. And you know, it's because it's the same color. It's like yellow, like wee-wee, right? But here's something that I also realized. They never tell you what's in any alcohol. They for some reason, they're legally not required or obligated to even tell you the ingredients of alcohol. Same thing with like KFC, where it's like, I wonder what's in those 11 herbs and spices, you know? Probably dead bodies or something. But seriously, they don't tell you the ingredients in alcohol. And like, for the name to be pissed for as long as beer has existed in Australia, I wouldn't be surprised if that's swimming with natural flavour too, if you know what I mean. Psst. So just be aware of that. Alcohol's probably got shit and piss in it. Natural flavour is probably shit, piss, cum, spew, blood. You know, and meat, dead meat gives you dead energy. And that's basically it. And this has been Truth Dog with an extremely traumatizing talk about good health. And just, yeah, have a good day. This is Truth Dog, reminding you that the truth is simple and lies are complicated. Okay, Truth Dog out. Man, I can finally eat my triple quarter pounder with bacon. I feel sick.